罪を未来に残してはいけない。
世界を救えるのは君たちしかいない。
私たちは新生フォックスハウンドよ。
全ての罰を僕らが受けるべきだ。スネーク、今度は俺が守る。
アベル殺しでイブに追放されたのはお前の方だ。
戦争は変わった。だが俺にはまだやらなければならないことが残っている。最後に課せられた罰は俺の遺伝子ミームをこの世から抹消すること。それが俺に残された最後のミッション。世の中には語り伝えられないものがある。伝えてはいけないことがある。紡いではいけない命がある。
Metal Gear Solid 4, ladies and gentlemen. And now, it wouldn't be a proper E3 without introducing the man known in some circles as the father of the PlayStation. It gives me great pleasure to introduce to you one of our company's founders and the group CEO of Sony Computer Entertainment. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ken Kutaragi.
Hi everyone, thank you for joining us today. So, have you enjoyed our latest progress on PlayStation 3 title? Great. Same as you, I'm really excited to see so many great titles that are under development for PlayStation 3. Of course, PlayStation 3 is powered by the world's most powerful processor as cell with RSX. But I have one more big thing that we have kept secret from you. Back in 1994, when we introduced our first PlayStation, controller was quite unique in shape, but everyone was amazed with its controllability in the 3D world. We are going to enhance its controllability to the next tier for the next generation system to navigate and control smoothly in the 4D world over the network. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the final PlayStation 3 controller. As you can see, the body is similar to the most popular PlayStation controllers, which attract hundreds of millions of PlayStation users worldwide. But inside this body, we have added powerful and elegant system. Phil, can I ask you to show us what it can do?
Ken, it would be a pleasure to share with everybody what this controller can do. Now, this is obviously a very familiar controller in terms of shape and size, but it's not what it looks like, it's what it does. So let's switch to the demo. And clearly, a little secret is waiting to be unveiled. Now, I want you to watch this very, very carefully. Look at what I'm doing. I lift up the controller and it flies. This controller has 6 degrees of freedom built into it as standard, with no external sensor required. So I can move this controller in 6 degrees of freedom using my hands as the entire input device. This standard feature controller will be packed in with every PlayStation 3. This controller allows me to really unlock the most incredible fluid movement in games, and for the game controller to really become part of my own body, but be based upon our industry standard de facto controller interface, which has been enjoyed by hundreds of millions of people over the years. So let's take a look at another demonstration. This one is actually operating as the controller should operate, as wireless. And I think it's in our Sony rulebook that whenever we introduce a new piece of hardware, we have to use a duck. So here is a demonstration of the duck, and you can see me moving it around, but I've also got more movement as well, where I can toss it up in the air. This is all built into the controller's X, Y, Z, and pitch, roll, and yaw lateral motion. Now, this controller, in being Bluetooth, being wireless, is actually lighter than the analog controller shipped with PlayStation 2.
So Phil, how does it feel?
It feels incredibly intuitive, and I'm very excited not just for what this means for our game developers, but I'm so excited about what this means for the consumer and for their experience of PlayStation 3. I think it's a fantastic innovation.
Thank you. Great. So thank you everyone for supporting. Thank you for supporting PlayStation, PlayStation 2, PlayStation Portable, and PlayStation 3. I'm looking forward to seeing exciting game applications and services with this controller. Thank you, everyone.
Ken, thank you very much. Truly a fantastic innovation that is really going to add to the PlayStation 3 success story. Finally, I have to make a slight confession and maybe a slight apology that we've had a sneak peek at this for a little couple of weeks now, and we have been able to modify one of our games to really take advantage of this controller. And I'd like to share with you now Warhawk from Incognito. And here to demonstrate it for us is Dylan Jobe, the director and producer of Warhawk for PlayStation 3. Dylan. I'll move out of your way now. Dylan, great demonstration.
Thank you.
Just scratching the surface of what this controller means for games. So, Dylan, before you go, share with the audience what you think this means for you as a game designer.
Well, it's incredibly exhilarating. The team and I are incredibly impressed with the sensitivity, the weight, everything about this new controller is what we were hoping for the PlayStation 3. And it marks an interesting moment for us because it allows us to change from static control mechanics to very kinetic control mechanics. And as a developer and a gamer, I'm incredibly excited about this possibility.
Dylan, thank you very much indeed
Thank
for
you.
sharing your game. That's great. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Don't you just love surprises? Isn't that the coolest thing? Back to cars.
Thank you, Ken. Thank you, Phil. So we have given you a glimpse into the world of PlayStation 3, a world that lives in high definition and transcends imagination. We have shown you that PlayStation 3 is the most advanced computer entertainment system in the world, designed for games as well as to manage a myriad of entertainment content and network services. We introduced a new controller that seamlessly integrates innovation of free movement with the de facto industry standard game controller from PlayStation and PlayStation 2. And before we close our presentation for today, I did want to share with you some information that may be of interest to at least some of you. Today, we're pleased to announce the global PlayStation 3 launch details. We will make PlayStation 3 available via a two configuration plan, one with a 60 gigabyte hard drive disk and the other with a 20 gigabyte hard drive. PlayStation 3 will ship in Japan on November 11th, 2006. In Japan, the 20 gigabyte PlayStation 3 will retail for 59,800 yen. And the 60 gigabyte PlayStation 3 will have an open price, which the retailers will set. In North America, the PlayStation 3 will be available at retail on November 17th, 2006. The 20 gigabyte PlayStation 3 will retail for $499 US and 549 Canadian dollars. And the 60 gigabyte PlayStation 3 for $599 US, $659 Canadian. PlayStation 3 will be available in Europe and Australasia on November 17th, 2006. We will sell the 20 gigabyte PlayStation 3 for 499 euros and the 60 gigabyte PlayStation 3 for 599 euros, including VAT. We will be ramping up production to meet the already unprecedented demand for PlayStation 3. And today, I'm pleased to announce that we will ship 2 million PlayStation 3 units worldwide during the launch period. Another 2 million units worldwide for a total of 4 million units by December 31st, 2006. And finally, another 2 million units worldwide during the first quarter for a cumulative of 6 million units by the end of our fiscal year on March 31st, 2007. The production ramp-up on PlayStation 3 doubles the output of PlayStation 2 in the same time period. The best news is that we have the brightest the industry has to offer in joining us on this journey. You have already seen great content from Electronic Arts, Konami, Square Enix, and in the presentation, but companies like Namco Bandai Games, Ubisoft, Activision, Capcom, Koei, THQ, Take-Two, Rockstar Games, Sega of Japan, Sega of America, Pandemic Studios, and many others. You'll see familiar franchises